Thank you so much for tuning in today. Before we begin, I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you for being part of this channel's journey of self-discovery, awareness, and growth. If you've ever questioned the meaning of happiness, struggled with constant thoughts, or felt trapped by stress, this video could change the way you see everything. Today, we're going to explore The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, not just as a book, but as a guide to experiencing life in its purest form. This isn't just a summary. It's a deep conversation about awakening to the truth that your mind has been keeping you from all along. Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now is one of the most transformative spiritual books ever written. It's not about religion, philosophy, or psychology in the traditional sense. It's about direct experience, about the awakening of consciousness, and about understanding the one truth we often overlook. Life only ever happens now. The past and future are illusions of the mind. They are mental constructs that distract you from the reality of the present. Every experience you've ever had, joy, sadness, love, pain, they all occurred in the present moment. Yet, most people live almost entirely in their heads, trapped in the stories of the past or anxieties about the future. Tolle begins by sharing a personal story. At one point in his life, he was deeply depressed, consumed by anxiety, and tormented by his own thoughts. One night, he reached a breaking point. He thought, "I cannot live with myself any longer." And then came a sudden realization. Who is the I that cannot live with myself? Was there two of him, the self and the observer? This insight shattered his identification with his mind. He realized that there was a deeper awareness behind his thoughts, a stillness that was not touched by his suffering. From that moment, he awakened. His depression disappeared. He spent years living in pure peace, simply being, observing life unfolding around him. That experience became the foundation of The Power of Now. The first key lesson from this book is understanding the mind as both a tool and a trap. The mind's job is to analyze, label, and create meaning, but when it becomes your master instead of your servant, it can create a false sense of self known as the ego. The ego constantly identifies with things: your job, your status, your appearance, your possessions, your relationships. It's always saying, "I am this," or "I have that." But the truth is, who you are goes far beyond anything that can be labeled or defined. When you detach from that identification, you begin to experience a deeper sense of peace. You stop chasing things that don't last and start living in what Tolle calls presence. Presence is not something you achieve, it's something you remember. It's your natural state of consciousness before the noise of thought takes over. Every time you notice a thought and let it pass without getting lost in it, you awaken a little more. You might be walking, washing dishes, or listening to music, and suddenly you become aware that you are aware. That is the power of now manifesting through you. The mind may try to drag you back into worry, but you can always return to presence by bringing your attention to your breath, to your senses, or to the simple act of being. Another profound teaching from Tolle is the understanding of time. He explains that clock time, the time we use to schedule appointments or plan, is necessary for daily life. But psychological time, the obsession with what was or what might be, is the source of much suffering. People spend their lives waiting to start living, waiting for a better future, waiting for happiness. But life doesn't wait. It unfolds now. When you fully accept this moment as it is, something miraculous happens. You feel an inner peace that doesn't depend on conditions. The book also introduces the concept of the pain body, an accumulation of old emotional pain that lives within us like a parasite. It feeds on negative thoughts, arguments, drama, and suffering. When someone says something that triggers you, that's often your pain body waking up. The only way to dissolve it is not by resisting it or suppressing it, but by observing it without judgment. When you shine the light of awareness on your pain body, it loses its power. Awareness is the light that heals all shadows. Eckhart Tolle also teaches that true relationships can only exist between two conscious beings. If both people are identified with their egos, their relationship becomes a battlefield of needs and expectations. But when even one person awakens to presence, that energy can transform the dynamic. Love, then, is not a need or dependency, it's a state of being. When you are connected with the now, love flows naturally from you, without attachment or fear. He reminds us that enlightenment is not something to chase. It's not a goal in the future. The very idea of seeking enlightenment later means the mind has already pulled you out of the now. Enlightenment is simply the realization that you already are what you seek. The journey and the destination are one. Every moment you are aware, every second you observe instead of react, you are walking the path of awakening. Tolle's writing helps us understand the value of stillness. He says that true intelligence operates in silence. When the mind quiets down, creativity, intuition, and wisdom arise naturally. Think of the greatest insights in your life. They didn't come from endless thinking, but from a moment of stillness. Learning to pause, to breathe, to observe. That is where you touch the divine. One of the book's most empowering messages is that you are not a victim of life's circumstances. You are the awareness observing life. Pain comes from resistance, from saying, this shouldn't be happening. But when you accept reality as it is, not as you wish it to be, something shifts inside. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It means you stop fighting what already is. Only from acceptance can true change begin. Throughout the power of now, Tolle weaves together ancient wisdom from Buddhism, Taoism, Christianity, and other traditions, but he does it in a way that feels universal and practical. His goal isn't to give you beliefs, but to help you see. And once you see, you can't unsee. You begin to notice how the mind constantly judges, compares, and complains. You begin to see how much of life is missed because attention is elsewhere. Living in the now doesn't mean you never plan for the future or reflect on the past. It means you do those things consciously. You plan when it's necessary, but you don't dwell in fear or anticipation. You learn from the past, but you don't carry it as a burden. You stop running from your emotions and start feeling them fully. The more present you become, the lighter life feels. By the end of this journey, you'll understand that the now isn't something to reach. It's what you've always been part of. When you drop into full presence, even for a few seconds, you feel alive in a way that words can't describe. That stillness, that peace, that deep sense of being, that is who you truly are. And that is the ultimate lesson of the power of now. If this video brought you even a small sense of calm, clarity, or curiosity, I invite you to explore deeper. Watch the full summary of the power of now on this channel, where we break down every chapter and every insight in detail with real-life examples you can apply today. And as always, if you enjoyed this content, please like, share, and comment below on what resonated most with you. Your thoughts help others find their path too. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, life is not waiting for you in the future. It's happening right now. Stay present, stay aware, and stay free.